said, you know what, I'm going to sue you. Hi everyone, welcome back to Mouth Matter. If you're new here, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and let's get right into this. So I'm going to go back to for today's video, I'm going to go back to my regular Webtoon reviews, which you can find. There's a playlist. I'll probably put it in a card somewhere. And yeah, so for today's one, I thought we'd do Subtle Disaster. I recently found out about it. I don't know of how I do these things. I talk about the plot, I talk about the characters, I say my likes and my dislikes, then theory time, then I give it a rating, and then my final thoughts. So going right into this, like I said, the name's Subtle Disaster. The plot, it's about basically this apartment building and how there's conflicts between the residents. It kind of loosely follows the main character Song Shin and his conflict with all his other neighbors, and yeah, that's basically the plot. For characters, I'm just going to talk about Song Shin, the main character. He is a webtoon writer, at least that's what's being said on the blurb. He's a webtoon writer. He lives with these other people. He's basically at his wits end with them, and yeah, that's basically what it is without going too deep into it. And yeah, so that's the plot and that's the characters done. Let's go into my likes. So for like section, I'm going to talk about the art. The art was really good. Like I said before, the art is amazing. The art is really good. I actually really enjoy it. And yeah, that's basically it for the art. The second thing is that the conflict is amazing. I've never been so invested. I've never been so interested in what's going to happen. I finished this webtoon. I'll probably get into it later, but I finished this webtoon in a matter of hours. I think I read it yesterday. I read it all in one go. There was no stopping. I was like, I need to know what's going to happen next. I want to know. I need to know. I also really liked the characters' dynamics with each other. I liked how they were so reactionary. Like when something happened, they wanted to up the ante and do something back in return. They acted like kids. They were literally like little children the entire time. I enjoyed it. I was here for it. It was good. Next thing is, I actually felt really stressed out. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, me feeling stressed out reading it, but something has to be said about the way the creator was able to convey this kind of things that make you feel very, very stressed. I will say that if you get overwhelmed easily, that maybe you shouldn't binge the story, just in case that kind of thing really gets to you. I will say maybe not binge it all in one go, because it does create very stressful situations, but I don't think it's something you need to be too worried about. But yeah, just for your own, you know yourself best. If you think you can handle it, maybe after reading the first 2-3 episodes, and you're like, you know what, I might have to take this on a day-by-day basis, then you should do that. Next thing is the girl from 203. Actually, I hate her as a person. I completely do. She's just this rich girl, and honestly, she could leave the apartment if she wanted to. She's deliberately stirring up conflict. She's rich. She could leave. She doesn't need to be here. Honestly, I don't know. And she's doing so much just to drive conflict to her agenda. And honestly, to what end, I don't know. So I hate her as a person, but as a character, I love her. I love the girl from 203. I don't know why people were so mad. I think people are in the same boat as me, actually. They hate her as a person, but as a character, she's a great antagonist, if that's the word I should call her. She's a great, oh gosh, she was so good. But I'll talk about her in my dislike section, actually. But yeah, in love, good character. As an antagonist, as a person, I don't really like her, but as a character, I like what she was supposed to be doing and what she was doing. So next thing is that I like being insiders on the whole thing. I like how the readers were kind of were on the know about things that were happening. I like that we knew that the girl from 203 was the one who painted the door. I like that it wasn't a mystery. We're kind of oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Is he gonna find out what's going to happen? I like that we know about these things and then other characters don't know about these things happening. So I enjoyed that. Next thing, that it's actually really funny sometimes. It can be a really, really, really funny webtoon. I think there's some physical humor going on there as well. There's some physical humor, some physical comedy as well. It's very funny. And yeah, and if you know me, you've been on this channel for a while, I like humor in my comedy. I like humor. like humor in my comedy. What I like humor in my media. I like humor in things that I consume. Just very enjoyable. And yeah. And the last thing I have here is that the guy from 302 was genuinely funny. When it was a time of conflict, he was an annoying guy. I would hate to have him as a neighbor. I would hate to have him as a friend, as a family member. Just an annoying person, just an annoying human being. But like when it was time of conflict and he was there and he just wanted to watch, it was a complete mood. He just wanted to watch. He wasn't staring conflict per se, but like he wasn't trying to break it up either. He wanted to watch. He wanted to see what was going on. He was here for it, and I completely enjoyed it. Like, what can one say if something's happening? That busybody mentality, I love it. I love it. So that's my like section done. On to my dislike section. Okay, so the first dislike is that I was a bit confused in the first chapters. I won't lie, I got a bit confused. There were some things that I didn't understand. Like at first, I really thought Song-shin was hearing things. I thought he was just being extra sensitive. I wasn't sure what was going on. I thought maybe he was making up some things in his mind, like his mind was doing it, and then these things that he was like the noise. I thought that it wasn't actually happening, and maybe he was just, you know what I mean. Like I thought that was what was happening here. I was actually really very confused. Same with that. Also with his girlfriend. I didn't know that that was his girlfriend in the first chapters. I was like, okay, is this the editor? No, or was it, is this the editor? No. Maybe it's the, the artist that he's partnering up as well. I was just very confused. I can't lie. In the first chapters, I was a bit confusing, or maybe I'm just dumb, and maybe you will find them not confusing. But for me, I felt that they were confusing. Next thing is that, like I said, I liked the girl from 203, from room 203. I liked her character. I liked what she was doing. I liked how she was an instigator. But then it dropped off. It got like crickets. Her story, her involvement in the story dropped off, and it was a bit like, what's going on here? Where's my instigator? What's going on here? Like her involvement just like went zip, and I was just very confused, and also very like, okay, now what are we supposed to do now, kind of. The next thing is that, to me, I kind of felt like we didn't get enough like backstory of these characters to sort of like understand why they were doing these things. Like, what was the motive behind what they were doing and why they were doing these things. Like I know the girl from 203, like I guess she was bullied by her classmates, and then she was neglected by her parents, and we just get that from her saying these things, and maybe you get like a flashback of her classmates bullying her. I don't think it was really bullying, it was just like, anyway, sure. But we get kind of like that, and it was very minuscule. So I'm wondering, okay, but all of this, how does it amount to you doing what you did? You know what I mean? How does it lead to you trying to fuel the fire? What is it like? How does it lead to you trying to stoke the flame, trying to make more conflict? Like, how does that lead to that? So for me, there's a little bit of a disconnect between like the reason for these people doing these things and acting the way they were acting. It just didn't make sense to me sometimes. Same with the security guard. I just can't find the motivation behind him helping that really shady woman from from room 103, helping her and liking her, between him being like divorced and his kids being, off in the world and whatever, and him wanting to help his kids. Like, that was the only, like, where is the disconnect? I guess you could argue, okay, he's a divorcee, he gets lonely, he wants, companionship, but like, this lady doesn't like you, and she has made it very, very clear. She was quite manipulative, I won't lie, but in the beginning stages, she just didn't like you. She doesn't like. So where's the motive between her not reciprocating your feelings and you helping her to do something that could get you in a lot of trouble? Although I'm not blaming him for what happened in the end, which is, trigger warning for if you ever do want to like read the webtoon. Trigger warning. I'll probably put it in writing here, but like, yeah, it just. The next thing is that you're telling me Song-shin really left this apartment building. He left it for a year. When everything was, at its peak. People were still disturbing each other. He left that place for a year. He said, nope, I'm going off the grid. I'm leaving. The only reason why he even came back actually at the end of everything was because he got served. He got served. Everyone at the like apartment building got served for like this by this farmer who lived like a back away for their cows and their livestock being at harm because of all the noise. That's the only reason why he came back, because the girl from 203, his neighbor, like sent him the mail, and yeah, he had to come back and whatever. Fine. And you're telling me everybody was still at it for a year. What's going on there? What's going like that? I don't know. That's one thing. The next thing is that I would have liked some more emphasis on his job. And I would have liked to know like who exactly leaked the photo of him like fighting with his neighbor. Who leaked it to like his, I don't even know. I just like someone must have read or read his webtoons for them to like put the links. One of his neighbors must have had to have done it. I don't know. Some things I felt didn't get enough attention as they should have, in my opinion. So yeah, that's the end of my dislike section. Time for theory time. So I have to believe that all the residents left after the bombing. Yes, there was a bombing in this webtoon. Like even if a small part of the building was bombed, I would like to think that everyone just dipped after that. I feel like just for like closure's sake, everyone would leave and go their own separate ways. I kind of like to think that it was doomed from the beginning. Like this entire like mix of people, like it was its own ticking time bomb, and that was very like foreshadowed in the beginning. Like he kept the writer kept hearing like a tick 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 sound, and he got very like nervous. That was in the beginning chapters of it, so he got kept hearing like a ticking sound and nothing was happening. He just kept hearing a ticking sound, and I feel like that happening, the bomb of his building was finally the like explosion. Just a matter of things until things kind of like exploded. So I kind of did like that, and I hope everybody did leave the apartment building. Like just the sheer mix of everything was just so volatile, I think. Like and all of them, I'm hoping all of them just don't see each other, and if they did, I'm pretty sure they think it will be too soon for them to see each other. So yeah, my theory is that everyone left, everybody dispersed, nobody's going back there, nobody's staying there, honestly. And yeah, so that's my theory. I'll give this, for my rating, give this a 7.5 out of 10. My final thoughts is that although I had a lot of dislikes, I don't know, I really do feel like my likes kind of outweigh the dislikes, even though the number of them may be the same. I just, I don't know, I liked it. I liked the webtoon. I did enjoy the webtoon. It kind of depends though. Some people think that the ending was very realistic and that's having no closure, because it ended rather like, I don't know how to explain it. It ended with us knowing how, okay, they were bombed. Like the thing was bombed. Songshin had already left a while back ago, and yeah, we just learned that okay, the apartment building was bombed. And yeah, that's how it ended. And yeah, it just didn't have a lot of closure. So some people thought, yeah, well, that's how life is. Life just ends in the middle. Life is not just okay, done for most of the time. You know what I mean? And but others think that it's not really realistic. How can you have a realistic ending when the story itself is not really realistic? I mean, you're having people in these situations who literally lack like social cues. They lack having empathy for the neighbors. They just like everything's black, so you could have ended it in a sort of realistic ending. um Me, I'm steering towards the latter side of things, just because while I like a succinct story, I always say it, I like when creators are able to say, you know what, this is the end of my story, this is it, this was 45 chapters. Like I like when creators are able to be like, okay, this is the end, this is how we can finish it, done, completed. um I kind of think it would have benefited from a few more episodes. I don't know what you would have filled them with, but like I feel like there's so many unanswered questions. Like where was room 203 girl? Where was she going with those dogs? Where was she going with those dogs? Honestly, why was she taking those dogs to those places? I would have liked to know. I would have liked to have understood why Songshin, my guy, literally went like an entire year without his phone, without talking to his girlfriend. I would have liked to know what his reasoning was, and why he thought that was okay, and why he thought that that was normal to go like an entire year without talking with his girlfriend and without giving her a heads up, and why he thought it was normal and okay to come and say to her like, hey, yeah, how are you, what's going on, trying to reconcile, like out trying to understand. But yeah, Me personally, honestly, at the end of it all, I just want to know why all those residents, why they didn't sue each other. Like, why did they not sue each other? Like the farmer did. The farmer went and sued them, and it was simple as that. It was simple as that. You don't see the farmer trying to play fire with fire. Like, you don't see him trying to get revenge. You don't see him trying to like I don't know, send pigs their way to kind of make a mess of. No, no. He just said, you know what? I'm going to sue you. I'm going to get my money, period. And that's the end of it. That's the entire end of it. He did. He sued them. He got their money. The farmer wasn't even like a main character of any of this. He was probably like appeared in like 2 episodes, and him suing them was just like a major like plot point, because it made them want to like be quiet, and it made them kind of plot against each other to sort of make everyone else make noise so they didn't have to pay the money. It was just an entire mess, and I'm just thinking, why didn't y'all sue each other? Why didn't you sue? There were so many law of torts claims in this webtoon. So many. It's crazy. Y'all could have gotten injunctions. Y'all could have gotten some remedies. Honestly, like, why are y'all filing complaints to the security guard? What's he gonna do? Where is the landlord in all of this? Where is the landlord? Why are you going to the security guard? Where is the landlord? I'm assuming this is a place where the building is owned by some higher line landlord. So where is that person in all of this? Why didn't y'all take some of y'all to court? I'm not understanding. I would get that, okay, some people don't want, court it's a long process, it's expensive, but I think that even just like the fear of going to court would have like stopped some people and be like, okay, hey, I'll back away. But like, there were so many claims in here. Honestly, there were just so many claims in here. So many. There was like battery, there was assault, there was private nuisance, it was crazy, it was negligence. By the end of it all, you guys could have like gotten so much money. By the end of it, maybe you could have even have paid the farmer. You have compared. That's just me. Either money or injunctions, you could have gotten some of that stuff. But yeah, that's just me. And yeah, in the end, I did enjoy it. Like I said, maybe my dislikes at the end of it all was maybe even like more than my likes, but I did really enjoy it. And yeah, that 7.5 is what I'm going to give it right now. So 7 or 7.5, we'll see. And yeah, that was it. That's the end for today's video. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, tell me in the comment section anything about this. I haven't heard much about this webtoon, so I don't know if a lot of you guys have already read this, but tell me if you agreed, tell me if you didn't disagree, tell me, hey Titi, I agreed with what you said here, or you can tell me, hey Titi, no, I disagreed with what you said. And yeah, go watch my playlists. I have webtoon reviews, I have recommendations, I have the webtoon short story contest videos out as well. I have maybe like 3 of them. And yeah, bye.